Brainbox.
Boss asked to do it his way. I complied. So I work as a freelance writer. At one of my previous job, my boss, who had terrible grammar, but had done encourager, demanded that I rewrite one of my submissions exactly as he wanted. I DK what it was with him, but he had a thing about wanting to put a mark on our work, so he can feel he contributed. Rather than argue with him, I just followed what he asked. All was well, until the client called back and complained about the grammar mistakes. So my boss had to ask me to give him a clean version. Since I already wrote it before, I just gave him the one I wrote which he wanted rewritten. The kicker is, he can't bill the client for the rewrite, but he had to pay me again, since in my contract, that rewrite was basically a new job order, since the rewrite he had ordered me to do was counted as final submission. Of course you can speak to the manager. So I work at a Subway and this happened a day ago. I figured it belonged here. So a woman walks in and orders a foot-long sub. Everything goes well until she sits down to eat. She comes back to the counter and the following conversation takes place. Woman, why is there no mayo in my sandwich? Me, you didn't ask for any? Woman, yes I did. Let me speak to the manager. In case you didn't know, no Subways have managers, but a person that operates the biggest one in the area, in this case one in a shopping center, that comes by every so often to see how you're doing. Otherwise it's the person who's been working there the longest, in this case me. Me, I'm the manager, ma'am. Woman, what? Give me the number to Subway customer service then. Me, we don't have a customer service number. Woman, well give me the number to whoever is in charge here. I give her the number of the Subway she was in, and she gives me this huge grin, like she knew I was going to get in trouble. She calls the number and the phone next to me starts ringing. I pick it up, look straight at her and say, me, thank you for calling Subway, how may we help you? The woman looked at me in shock. Woman, wah. Me, would you like me to pass you on to our support team? Woman, yes. I put the phone down for a few seconds, pick it back up and then say, me, this is Subway support, how may I assist you? The woman slammed her phone against a table, hung up, gave me a death stare and walked out. I tell my manager about this, he was a chill guy, and he just gives me a high five. I fucking love working in fast food. I still got juice. Not sure if this is the right subreddit for this story, but it seems like it would be. My mom asked me to get some juice. I told her I didn't want juice, but she said to get some, or I would be grounded for the day. Okay, so there is a thing called me juice. I don't like regular milk, but I like chocolate milk. I go for the chocolate milk and she says, I told you to get juice not chocolate milk. I told her, I'm getting chocolate me juice. She looked puzzled. That's not a real thing. I had to show her on Thesaurus that it is a thing. She let me have my chocolate me juice, and it was delicious. Don't allow electronic devices? What about a toaster? When I was in high school, we had an app psychology teacher who designed his class entirely around the app test that was to be taken at the end of the year. So, every test in this class was patterned exactly like an app test, and thus had the same rules and such. One of the rules in the app test is that students are not allowed to bring phones, smartwatches, or wearable technology of any kind, laptops, tablet computers, Bluetooth devices, portable listening or recording devices, MP3 player, iPod, etc. cameras or photographic equipment, devices that can access the internet, separate timers of any type, and any other electronic or communication devices. So, on the day of our midterm, one of the students walks in carrying a toaster. He sat next to the outlet and made toast for the entire test. By the end, he just had a huge stack of toast on his desk. When the teacher asked him what in the world he was doing, he pulled out the list of banned electronics and said that he was perfectly within the rules. Luckily, the teacher was pretty cool about it and just laughed along with the rest of the class, and toasters were added to the list of banned electronics in his classroom. Sort of reverse malicious compliance. So this is about my idiot of a father. Sorry for grammar and spelling mistakes, I'm on mobile. Also, I don't know if this counts as malicious compliance, so tell me if it doesn't. Now on to the compliance. So my dad recently had a kidney stone because he drinks nothing but soda, specifically Coca-Cola, all day every day. Apparently the doctor only told him to drink less caffeine. So now he still drinks nothing but caffeine-free soda and other sugary drinks. Me and my brother have both tried to convince him to drink water, but he's stubborn as a mule, as some people would say. I have personally asked him why he doesn't drink water, and his answer was, and I quote, "I don't like the taste." That's his only reason for not drinking water. So a little reverse malicious compliance, where instead of somehow helping the comply, it will only eventually cause more problems for them. I hope you enjoyed. Want me to move over so you can overtake me? Don't mind if I do. This just happened, and I thought of this sub as I was doing it. In Australia, we overtake on the right, and it is illegal to sit in the outside, furthermost right hand lane in speed limits over 80 km/h if you're not overtaking. Most adhere to this rule. I had a pretty good run today. The outside lane was clear and I overtook heaps of people sitting at 79, 78 and just below in left hand lanes. I know where the speed cameras are, so I know when to drop down to just below 80 just in case. However, the majority of me overtaking, I'm towing the line of 81. Because I wasn't excessively speeding and was slow to overtake those doing 79 and 78. Some asshole wanting to go about 100, judging by how quickly he came up behind me, was angry. In this situation, if I went any faster I'd be fined. But here he is, tailgating me, flashing his high beams, gesturing me to move over, and getting aggressive because I've dropped to about 78 km/h due to an upcoming speed camera. I'm watching in my mirror behind me as this guy's losing his mind at me doing just under the speed limit in the outside lane. Edit. This whole interaction lasted like 2 minutes because he came flying up out of nowhere and it took me a minimum to safely move over. I didn't intentionally hold him there. So I slowed down even more and moved behind the car I was going to overtake to let him pass. I knew by how angry he was what his reaction would be when I let him pass, and sure enough, he presses down his accelerator so much so that it looks like he's flying at about 110 in an 80 zone. Right below where the speed cameras are hidden behind an overhead sign. The victory wasn't immediate, but I'm positive this asshole copped a speeding ticket for at least 30 km/h over the speed limit, which would cost him his license for 3 months and a hefty fine. Edit. Can't believe it's necessary that I have to point out that the asshole driver was driving illegally and dangerously, and because speed equals getting somewhere faster, I didn't have a normal amount of time to move out of my lane, even if I did want to let him pass. If I sped up to overtake the car on my left, I was driving illegally and in danger of copping a fine myself. The entire flow of traffic was doing well until he came flying over. If you're in the comments calling me the asshole and flaunting that you're constantly over the limit, congratulations, you're absolutely winning in life.